What's going on, motherfuckers? How are you all? How's it going? You're all very welcome to episode 29 of Buckshot with your host, Tom O'Mahony. It's not very radio-ish, isn't it? For the 11th of October 2017. How's it going? How's the week going? Is it going alright? Fair play to you. My week is going alright. I had started recording there about a minute and a half ago, but the dog decided, I'm fucking coming in. I want in on this. And it's all well and good, but it's a timber floor. And the dog has little clacky nails, so it just would have made it fucking weird for everybody. I'm sure people are dog people, but at the same time, you may not want to listen to a fucker dog just... Plus, I'm after putting a mouse trap in the corner. I have a serious mouse issue, lads. I'm after catching 5 of them now at this stage in the last maybe 7 or 8 days, but they're still fucking rummaging around, the bastards. I've laid traps everywhere. So the dog may or may not get a fucking slap in the face from it. But you're all very welcome. This is your first time attending class. You're all very welcome. If you haven't heard it before, typically dogs don't wander into the fucking thing. But you're obviously listening on some sort of platform, but we are on iTunes. I say we, it's me. It is on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Castbox, all those other ones. You can find it pretty much everywhere. Clearly you've found it somewhere, so why not subscribe to it? It's out weekly every Wednesday. I'm doing this middle of the day on Tuesday because tonight I'm going to the Conspiracy Guys live podcast in the Sugar Club with Gordon Rochford and the rest of the boys and a couple of more. They have a couple of more lads coming over and stuff like that, so looking forward to actually seeing that tonight, which will have been last night when you listen to this. We're on all the social... I keep on saying we, like there's a gang of us behind this. It's me. So on all the social platforms too, you can find the Buckshot Pod, at Buckshot Pod on Twitter, or at Tom_O'Mahony on Twitter as well. The old Instagram, where I stick up stupid pictures of shit, is Tom O'Mahony Comic. Chatty Snaps, which I'm officially calling it Chatty Snaps, is Tom O'Mahony. Tom Bear. Is it Tom Bear? Yeah, it's Tom Bear O'Mahony. But I think I don't know how you go about finding people, but I think you can just type in my name, Tom O'Mahony, and you'll find me, where I put up other stupid shit. Facebook is Tom O'Mahony Comedian. Yes, I am going to get all those aligned eventually and make them all the fucking one name. And if you do need to send any emails, if you want to say something or suggest somebody or point me out that I'm completely wrong on something, feel free to buckshotpodcast@gmail.com. Gigs coming up. Obviously, I talk about them. There's still tickets left for the 25th of November for my Buckshot, last ever Buckshot stand-up hour. And the fantastic Niamh Marin has been confirmed as she's going to open for me. She's a mate of mine. She's been doing comedy. She's brilliant. She's based over there now, so she's going to open for me at the Museum of Comedy. So I will put the ticket link into the description of this podcast as well. I know that, at least thankfully, the tickets have actually started selling, which is good. But of course, the one just before that will be the 17th of November in Peachtree East, the little theatre upstairs in Tallaght. And tickets are available from them if you contact them. Peachtree East. Again, I'll put the link in on that. And it's kind of it's coincidental how it ties in with today's podcast guest. He's sponsored by Peachtree East, and he actually bumped me. I was supposed to be on November 10th, and he actually bumped me for his after party, which we talk about, but it's grand. I'm totally okay with a high level MMA fighter bumping me for his after party because he's fighting on the 10th in 3 Arena. So how's the week been? The last gig was hosting the Battle of the Axe at the Halfpenny Bridge Inn, which is good. It was always a fucking wild night. Jesus. Because you don't know what's coming in. There was a family in from York that were on the lash since about 5 o'clock. Another family in from Bristol. They'd been on the lash all day. They were good crack, but they took a bit of slapping. But there was this one crazy old witch. She was sitting there by herself drinking pints of cider and just mouthing, like out of her fucking mind. Just thinking that everybody wanted to hear her voice. So, yeah, that was interesting. Any of the comedians on the bill. Got to see Tom properly losing my temper for a full split. For about 4 seconds, I lost it. I went fucking bananas. She got on stage and everything. And they all started to shoot. She said, I'll do a minute. Standard. And a couple of the audience going, oh, and thinking it was going to be some epic moment, get it on video. She was going to rock the place for a minute. Was she fuck? There's a lineup. See, the Battle of the Axe is like they normally put on 7 or 8 comedians, and they all do a fast 7 minutes each. But it's good for trying out stuff, but also for new people trying to get on stage, get some stage time. And that's what I really cracked up over. Was like, do you know what comedians have to fucking do to get stage? Sit down. I won't go into the details of it, but I put her back in her fucking box. You'd be pretty proud of me. It was a good crack, actually. But I was down home for some corporate stuff. I was in Cork, but I called into the folks, stayed with the folks in Tipperary for 2 nights. Got to see the turkeys. Did I tell you? Yeah, I got turkeys. Got bronze turkeys, they're called, even though they're kind of black. They're the American-style turkeys, got them for Christmas. And they are making serious gains. Oh, serious gains. I think I put it up on Instagram. They are bulking out nicely. They are nicely thick as fuck. Turkeys, if you ever consider getting turkeys, they are thick as fuck. They're just like daft, utterly daft. Distinguishing how to get around things like a door, or actually walk into their house, may not come to them. I swung into the grandparents. They were in powerful form. I think they were on one of the earliest podcasts I did. I need to do another one with them. They were in mighty form last night. Granddad, I think he's 95 or 96. And Grandma, yeah, their actual wedding anniversary is coming up pretty soon. Like 66 years married or something. Jesus. Fair fucking play to. I was down in Cork. Do you know what actually struck me? I saw at least 5 or 6 wasps over the weekend. Wasps flying around. I mean, what the fuck is going on? Has anybody else experienced the wasp phenomenon? It's October, right? They're not supposed to be around in October, sure they're not? Fuck. Anyway, it's fucking strange, man. They didn't sting me, and it was just, flying around, be general stripy bollockses. But, yeah. I'm not going to go on about animals all throughout the podcast, but, projects for today. I'm going to try mincing some of that venison. I bought an old mincer years ago, in a hand cranking mincer, and it's kind of only all right, but we'll see what it's like when it comes to venison. I'm going to try and make venison sausages, I won't make venison sausages, I'll make venison mince anyway. Let's see what happens at that. That could be a catastrophic fucking disaster. In other news, I was talking to the great Jerry McBride of Waterford Whispers of the Tom and Jerry Show. We're going to get the band back on the road. And it's coming very soon. You'd be glad to hear any crossover fans of that podcast, the Tom and Jerry Show. We are going to get it back together. His playing field has leveled out a bit now, where he can set aside some time. We're going to do it. And believe it or not, there's another podcast in the talks of even more sport specific, possibly coming up in the future too. But anyway, powering straight on gigs this week. You can catch me. I'll be at the International Comedy Club on Thursday night on Wicklow Street in Dublin. I'll also be in Kavanagh's of Portlaoise, which is a great comedy club upstairs in Kavanagh's Friday night. That's going to be a fun one. I do it periodically. Like they have them again sporadically, like maybe once a month, once every 6 weeks. But I seem to be fairly regular there for some reason. But with some reason, I would suggest is that I'm very good. I'm very good. No, I don't know. PJ is just a sound bloke that owns the place. He gets me down. So yeah, Thursday the Inter, Friday I'll be in Kavanagh's, powering straight on into today's guest. Today's guest was this. I met him for the first time. It was actually set up through a mutual friend that we know that's involved with Peachtree East, and I wanted to interview a fighter, and I looked into it. I knew of him, but I looked into it. Very, very sound bloke, very straight shooter. Surprisingly, coming from, which we talk about on the podcast, coming from like shirt and tie world to being a professional fucking mixed martial arts artist. It was kind of inspiring stuff, and a very, very cool bloke. We recorded in the very plush surroundings of SBG, which is Straight Blast Gym in Tallaght, and I was actually just struck before I put on the interview. I was very much struck after, not struck, I didn't get fucking hit by anybody, how respectful and sound, very nice, nicer than your average Irish people, you know. Normally you get oh yeah. People were very polite, handshakes, everybody was very, very respectful. It's good to see it. It was inspiring to see it, you know, that kind of way. But Richard will be on. He will be fighting on the 10th of November, which I will be going to at the 3 Arena. He'll be fighting for the 170 pound belt. And it's explained throughout the entire podcast. A very, very enjoyable one. You're going to like it. So for now, please give it up for Mr. Richard Kiely. Thank you very much. It's Richard or Richie? Which do you prefer?
It's Richard. My man will bash you if you call me.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that.
Everyone probably knows me as since I grew up, since I was young. Everyone probably knew me as Richie, but
You're happy
slowly migrating towards Richard.
Because I did 2 Richies I ever knew were Richie Kielys.
Were they?
Both, but they were wild woolly back fuckers, like, you know what I mean? They were
too sound.
Yeah, they were sound, but they were just fucking savages, like, you know.
Well, you're just more refined savages.
Yeah, I liked reading. Is your you made yourself out to sound like some fucking dose. I was reading up on you because I knew actually I have a bone to pick with you because you got me bumped.
Get in the queue.
You got bumped. You bumped me out of the way. Talk about you getting to the top of the queue. You bumped me out of the way for my gig at fucking Peachtree East on November 10th. You gazumped me. It was booked in, locked in, lovely, and then Philip rings me up and he goes, Tom, I'm really sorry. Can I? We normally have this because your after party back there now. And he goes, look, it's a fight. And I went, and he came at me like I was going to fucking crack up.
I didn't know.
No, he. In fairness, it was only a couple of days beforehand. We agreed it. He went, I said, either one of those Fridays, 17th or the 10th.
Yeah.
I'm blatant. How ignorant of me is this? I'm plugging my own fucking gig in the first minute of our interview.
Decent bit of opportunity there.
Why not? But yeah,
you should do that now on all your future podcasts.
Yeah, just find a way of. Yeah.
Did I tell you I have a gig coming up on what date is it again?
It's November 17th, Richard. Thanks for asking. It's at Peachtree East in Tallaght, the old Captain America's. Lovely spot upstairs.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
But no, I was reading about because he had said it, and then I became aware of it, but I'd heard of you already before, but the...
But it sounded like a dose anyway.
Yeah, no, you wrote yourself to sound like a fucking dose. It sounded, in the interview you gave to somebody, was like... Man, I'm just sorry.
Who was this toilet brush?
No, it's brilliant. It was brilliant. You were just, but it wasn't wanky stuff either. Was because I knew this would be a good interview.
Is a dose not indicative of being a?
No, it's not. No. There's not. I love a dose, like because it's somebody who just because you know what? There's nothing worse than somebody who's
boring. You say
that
that in the wrong circles and you get a prescription.
I know. Get a cream. Yeah, get a cream.
You'd be sent down to a particular clinic.
I love a good dose. But because there's nothing worse than reading. Some lads, like especially a couple of fighters and stuff, and you're going, I'm going to get nothing out of this fella. There's nothing worse than a boring person, I think. Even if you've and this is what I talk about this before, where I'm frightened about having a boring child when I have a child.
Yeah,
I don't mind if he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
But is that indicative with fighters? Just it helps to be a bit of a fucking dose. But
well, you see, I have a theory that every fighter has some form of inherent dysfunction.
Yeah.
So. It's just whether that dose kind of meets your taste or not. So,
yeah.
But I don't know. I find fighters particularly interesting. And by interesting, I don't mean that they're much crack. They don't necessarily have to be much crack.
Yeah.
They're interesting in their dysfunction.
Yeah.
They all have some form of madness inherent in them. Not necessarily. I'm not talking about the people that train recreationally. I'm talking about the people that get in the cage and fight.
Yeah.
You're like it's a very primal.
It is, yeah.
There's a feral element to it, so
like Leitrim.
It's, you know, it's
just fucking rough. And
like exactly. If MMA was going to be a sport, it would be, or if it was going to be a county, it'd be Leitrim.
Yeah,
and it'd probably be like fucking, I don't know, fucking
some craggy cave somewhere with fucking moss growing and just
like mule racing down in Leitrim. That's what it'd be. You know? So it would.
That's a beautiful analogy for MMA.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
There's
an element. There's a huge amount of skill in mule racing, I'd imagine.
There is. There absolutely is.
So that's not to disparage MMA.
Has it even surprised you how fucking fast? Like we're sitting in SBG Tallaght here, and it's fucking immaculate. This could be like, you know what I mean? This could be the headquarters to a big company, like the way we are right now. In a matter of fucking years, like almost nothing takes off like this. Sure, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But
have people been waiting for MMA without knowing? Do you know what I mean?
I think so. It's, you know, this like... Do you ever go out on a Saturday night out and then you see a scrap?
Yeah.
You're there with a bag of chips and you go, geez, this is great.
It's great. So, great. I even two women I was driving through Maynooth today and I was sitting in traffic and I was full sure they were having a row and I was raging when they weren't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was fucking raging.
You should have started heckling. Did you hear what she said about you?
Yeah.
But yeah, again... That's not to minimise the skill. Like, all joking aside, you know, I think people love watching a fight.
Yeah.
People love watching a fight. They love to see people getting concussive blows.
Yeah.
There's also, they love the skill, particularly with MMA, they like the skill element.
Yeah.
So at a very base level, people like watching fight.
Because that was something I used to joke about, like when MMA took off, and I suppose Conor McGregor was the face of it for a lot of people, like, because they'd never heard of it before.
Until I came along, was it?
Till you came along, exactly, yeah. But it was, no, but you know what I mean? But immediately you got fucking experts popping up everywhere, and you're like, hold on a second. It's brand new, like it's like in the realm of sports. If you put hurling, is probably say fucking they reckon it's 2,000 years old. In the realm of sports, none of us, even the lads who are at the top, are probably learning every day still because the sport is evolving like crazy.
It's an evolving sport. Like the only thing I would say is I don't have any qualms with the armchair fan being an expert, because that's what they're paying for and that's what they're going for, and it's interest in the sport. So listen, if some fat salad dodger pizza wants to go onto Facebook and proclaim he knows the ins and outs of MMA, let us so be it. Once they're watching, that's the most important thing. So that is the most important thing, and that's the reason why it's the fastest growing sport in the world. I'd say the majority of people watching probably don't know the ins and outs.
They do their whole
the intricacies of jiu-jitsu. They see some fella on the ground and next ball he's wrapped up in a triangle choke and he's tapping out. They're like, geez, that was straight happened there.
It's the subtle little moves that you never know what you're looking at. Like, I mean, the commentary is great because I've never seen a sport like it to have such descriptive commentary. Like, because it's pretty much bringing people along with it. But that was what I used to do. The bit I used to do was, like, you hear lads talking now, like they're talking about the 1965 All-Ireland final, and they were, you know what I mean? They're going, I remember back in the day when he went to half guard, and you're going, shut up, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? It's because you're reading all these buzzwords like half guard, full mount, and fucking wearing your gi or no gi, you know what I mean? And all these things, like, and you go, look, we genuinely, as non-fighters, we know.
Say it again.
Non-gi. Gi. I know. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's where the maturity level is.
Trust me, that is where my podcast is at, too, by the way. That's where it's at. There's no... You may end up slightly thicker after this podcast.
Are you joking? I'd be on the jiu-jitsu mat and, either John Kavanagh or Dave Roach goes, it's full gi tonight or it's gi tonight. And the shoulders start going.
I like the way you dropped a couple of names there as well. That's great. That's great. More of that, please.
Oh, yeah. Did you mention something about having a gig?
I did, yeah. But, I mean, I suppose he's nearly the grandfather of it. I mean, he's the biggest perpetuator of MMA, John Kavanagh.
Yeah, he would. Well, in Ireland, he definitely is.
Yeah.
And Dave Roach is an unsung hero.
I've heard of Dave Roach, but I don't know
Dave Roach started off with John. The two of them, like, I don't like trotting out the word genius. Like,
but
because it's a cliche that's bandied about. Okay.
Yeah.
However, I'm not verbose enough to come up with a different word. But
fuck that. Go straight to genius.
Yes, the two of them are geniuses. And what they think. First of all, in terms of John Kavanagh, in terms of bringing it over, starting in the shed, and growing it from its infancy.
Yeah.
To what it is now, which is huge.
It's colossal. How many SBGs is there? There's Charlestown here and the original.
Yeah, there's here, there's Charlestown, there's one in Belfast.
There is one in Belfast.
There's one down in Portlaoise. Philip Mulpeter, the Honey Badger, is running into recently opened one in Portlaoise. SBG Swords is out there with Tom King and Chris Fields. And these are all top level gyms.
Jeez, yeah.
But and this one here,
I even caught a glimpse looking in there. Like, it looks like anything you would see in America. I
know I'm doing martial arts years. I started off in bloody school halls and then...
I think mine was a parochial hall, yeah.
Yeah, where you parochial hall.
It was. I'm going to be specific in what it was. It was parochial hall. Like, there was Irish dancing on just before us. There was, yeah.
Visions of some creepy priest in the corner going, oh, that's great.
A
bit more full guard there.
In fairness, the priest at the time was actually a sound out skin. He left the priesthood too himself, the same fella. Yeah, the birds couldn't. He was a good looking bastard too. It wasn't suited to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Loved the whole idea of being a priest, but loved women.
No. It's for ugly people.
It is.
The priesthood is for ugly people.
It is. Yeah. It is.
That proclaim that chastity is a choice.
Have you ever?
Not getting it right anyway. They're in bits.
I'm wrecked.
And there's a smell of wheelie bin off it as well.
Yeah, it's handy to just go to revert to the priesthood. Yeah. Have you ever been tempted to go for a nickname yourself? Because all the trawling I did on Richard Kiely, there was no...
Have you not? Jeez, well, the face of BAMMA is what I currently am.
The face of BAMMA? Well, I saw that wrote in, but they didn't have it in inverted commas as your...
Well, that's what inverted commas would be employed that it's it's one of those caricature names, but I am the face of BAMMA now. Like I don't know if you saw the article that I think it was Jim Edwards did.
Yeah.
Jim Edwards is he'd be a well-respected MMA journalist.
I did see it. I read it yesterday evening.
So, like, I am the face of BAMMA. He was saying that I'm the only one, and again.
To be fair, your face for an MMA fighter is in good nick. It's all in the same place it was, I'm guessing, a couple of years back. Like
it is. Well,
some of the lads, like, Jesus Christ, they look like a fucking Picasso.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Same with any contact sport. Their faces tend to go a bit fucking.
Well, I'm an advocate in hit and don't be hit. So that's
the right idea. Like you finish these things nice and quick.
Yeah, I fight my hands down, my chin up, and because I can move. I'm a fast mover. I hit very fast. And probably again, it's not trying to fighter speak, but I move like a featherweight.
Yeah,
I move two weights lower. I move 2 weights lower.
What would you attribute that? Is that genetics?
My dad was a full contact karate champion, and he always, pointed out Ali. Remember from years ago, he was always Muhammad Ali, and look how he fights with his hands down. I always really admired the style and the charisma and that arrogance in the ring. To be able to fight while someone else is coming at you with full force with blows.
It looks like you're having fun,
and you're there with that hands down. Now, from to the uneducated, that just looks like he's fast now, but it's being able to measure distance, timing, speed. There's a lot more to it than just being reflexes. So that's where it came from, and then I went into Kung Fu and I adopted that style.
Nice,
I adopted that style in points fighting, which is I don't know if you're familiar with points fighting, but they cover like gazelles.
Yeah, well, that was what Taekwondo really was evolving into midway through. By the time I was blue belt, that's the way it was going in Ireland. Like
exactly. So you're doing with people who can cover cover distances of 6 feet explosively,
like
very
fucking
very
deer, aren't they? Some of these
gazelles.
Jesus Christ!
Across, like you blink and
just 3 kicks gone into your face.
Exactly. By the time you open your eyes again, you're getting slapping it out. And you're so I adopted that style into points fighting, and that's where I started. And I was able to utilise that style successfully.
Yeah.
And then when I transferred to full contact kickboxing, I adopted a style. I just transferred it a little bit, and now I'm after bringing it into MMA, and it hasn't really been seen in MMA.
Yeah.
It's not something that would be prolific in MMA. There's Wonderboy Thompson.
Yes.
In the States, and then there's Michael Venom Page, and then there would be me.
Nice.
That would be the main proponents.
That'd be it, really. Like,
of it. And like you saw my last fight, we were only talking about there the knee with Keith McCabe. Like you see that I had my hands down.
Yeah.
And he was coming in.
I didn't know what you dropped him with. I was looking, going, what has happened here? Because in real time, you're going, what the fuck just happened? He just went down like a shot cow. You know what I mean? He looked like a cow shot in the yard, like just fucking. Then I'd watch it.
He was making those going.
He looked like he'd fucking BSE, and you had to take him out. Basically, the poor bastard. Like
that's it. But like if you see the distance he covered with a right hand.
Yeah.
So, and in the time it took for him to cock his right hand and throw it. He'd been hit with a knee, and I was safe.
It was fucking glorious, like.
And I thought the referee could have jumped in a bit quicker, so I was looking at him, and the referee didn't look in. I was like,
come here.
Don't have to go down and give him another few thumps in the mouth.
I mean, it's just for posterity. You put the icing on the cake there, but he was.
Well, I didn't hit him now. To be fair, the ref came in. The ref came in.
You definitely connected with one. You definitely connected with one fucking. You hit him with a hammer there, and it was like there's no need in this. You're just overeating the pudding here now, Richard.
Yeah, I know.
That man. The second you connected with his solar plexus, was like, check. Check, please. Taxi. I'm ready for the taxi.
Well, if you look at the video, I step back, look at the ref, and he's not moving. So I was like, here, so I better finish him off. So that's what happened. Well, I didn't hit him anything with any meaning, I suppose. It was done and dusted with that knee.
But they're still fucking part your fucking hair. Some of those slaps. I mean, it's not. I mean, you may say that it's well, I didn't light him up. You fucking did. Like.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't the recipient of one of them. Now it didn't look because I felt it. I actually felt his chest decompress. And I was like, whoa. Jesus.
It looked like a sickener. It looked like a fucking sickener.
Yeah. I've quite the respect for him as well. He's a great fighter. Top class fighter.
But that's the mad thing about MMA. Like you could have two unbelievably even fellas on paper, and then it's such a mad sport that you can use. It's like going to war with every Swiss Army fucking thing there is. Like, and you could hit him with the fucking thing for cleaning out horses' shoes, or you could hit him with the corkscrew. And And anybody can get caught by anything.
All we're short of doing is the old WWE. You know where they steel chairs and he cracks them across the back?
That's what struck me, is that it's fucking the madness of you could be on a 10-fight winning streak, but just get nabbed by something fucking absolutely, as they say, murked in America.
It happened me in my first MMA fight. Yeah. I had a clacker for the last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was after knocking the bejesus out of this, but I think he's after catch me with a, I think one leg kick in the whole fight.
Right.
And then I heard the clacker for the last 10 seconds, and it's a mistake I'll never make again.
Yeah.
That was grand. So I remember saying, I was after knocking him down, and I was after knocking him down. My ground game wasn't particularly good at the time, and I was taking a casual attitude towards it.
Yeah.
And I was there, I'll knock him out in the second round.
Wow.
And the clacker went for 10 seconds. And for whatever reason, I was there. That must be. I looked over and I saw the guys that were in my corner getting ready to come into the cage.
Yeah.
And I just dropped my hands. That's it there. And your man would hit me a John Wayner. The team came from Texas. I remember waking up when I was there. What happened there?
You just learned a massive fucking lesson.
Well, I tell you, as soon as that clacker, you fight until the last. It was literally 1 second to go.
You'd already clapped out at that stage.
Clapped out there. I remember when I knocked him out in the second round.
Wow.
I looked across at the cage. You know, it's just complacency. You know, and like I said, it was a lesson learned. It will never happen again. And but I don't think I remember. Like I was only out for a couple of seconds. I remember looking up, and I remember looking across the cage, and your man couldn't believe it himself.
He was like, "Cha-ching, lovely."
But look, we're lesson learned the hard way.
And how many amateur fights did you have then?
Two amateur fights. I was taking a journeyman approach.
Yeah.
I used to be an operations manager in Allianz.
Right.
So it's a bit of a departure in terms.
Bit of a departure, all right. Yeah.
So, but I was taking a journeyman approach. I was turning up the train every now and again, and then I said I'll take. I was taking last minute fights. Yeah. It was just like,
grand.
Take a week. Be grand. Walking in fat like a salad dodger.
Yeah.
And so I had 2 fights. The first one, as I said, I lost. And the second one, I lost by split decision against a very, very good guy called Piers McGarry. But like that was up at 90 kilos. That fight was things.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's almost 2 weight classes heavier than what I fought at.
Right.
Plus, I was fat and unfit. And I didn't give a good account of myself in either, because I was fat, I was unfit, I was taking a journeyman. I'll just take the jump in for the back, and so that was it. And then I remember someone that would be very well respected in the game said that, Dave Roach, I'd come into SBG Tallaght,
right,
and I jumped in with Johnny the Dragon Dargan, who was he was a great MMA player. And I jumped in to help him with it. He was coming up to a fight, and Dave Roach, who was the head coach in SBG Tallaght, stopped me, and he said, "You're probably the best stand-up I've seen in MMA."
Okay.
Or best stand-up I've seen at all.
Yeah.
Bar none. And he said, "Would you consider doing this seriously?" And I was there. I hadn't really given it consideration, except just before that happened.
Yeah.
Someone who I'd have a lot of respect for in the MMA game had said I'd heard back that he said, "Yeah, he's got talent, but he's just an office guy."
Oh fuck! Did that put a fucking fire under your hole?
It put a fire under my hole, but not because he said, like, it's not because I was looking at myself through his eyes. It's because it resonated with me. I was there, yes, I am just an office guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing martial arts since I've a very highly decorated kickboxing career, like a 4 times Irish kickboxing champion, European bronze medalist, world champion. And then I fell into this journeyman thing, so I was selling myself short. So I was there, Jesus, that was a stinger.
Yeah.
That was a kick in the scones. So I said, fuck that, like, if I am just an office
What
guy,
age did that snap? What did that happen then? Were you hearing that at?
So I would have been about 31.
Right.
31, so 23 now, so 31. So I didn't want to take the journeyman approach. I didn't want to, I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I didn't want to damage my reputation. So I said to Dave Roach, listen, I'm going to give it a go. He goes, listen, I think you can do very well, go to the top. Okay?
Right, and you're getting that from him too, like, you know what I mean? It's not like fucking...
Not that I needed to, you see, I'm a closet narcissist.
Right,
so,
yeah.
So,
no, you have to be, yeah.
But I'm only messing, I'm not really a closet narcissist, but I wouldn't be short of self-belief.
Which is a very un-Irish thing to have too, like. But,
yeah, of course.
But I think a lot of people kind of, now that it's kind of acceptable, a lot of people are coming out too, like, in a lot of places going, no, actually, I totally backing myself, because the facts are there too, like. It's not like a matter of opinion.
Yeah, well, I like to think I'm evidence-based, you know, I'm a realist, like, I'm not just, you know, you see some people are totally unrealistic, that they come in, you know, they couldn't be swatting flies, and they're going straight to the top. World champion.
Yeah.
Alright, here, come here, let's talk about this, sit down there.
Fucking YouTube drives lads mad, doesn't
tell us when I come here, well, I don't know what to be doing, like, taking fucking hallucinogenic drugs in their bathroom, fucking karate chopping. But so anyway, yes. So after I heard that just an office guy, and the person that said it wasn't being disparaging. I was coming into the gym in a short tie, and I'd had to leave sessions early to have a wash and go back to work. And plus, I was coming off the back of 2 losses that they hadn't seen.
Yeah.
So they didn't know my level of talent. But anyway, Dave Roach said to me, listen, I think you should give this a go. And, you know, so that was last November. That was last November. So my first professional pro debut was against Keith McCabe, which is that knee that we were talking about.
That was in...
That was December.
Right, yeah.
That was in December. So that really announced me.
Yeah.
On the... that really announced me.
Was that a first round?
That was the first round. 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Curtains.
That was it. All she wrote. So 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and that was in front of that was in the Tree Arena, in front of a huge amount of thing. I remember I got the biggest cheer of the night. It was brilliant. Walked out. It was like a wave of energy hit me upstairs. This is deadly. I'm home. I'm home.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
and where was the second one then?
Second was...
Can't pronounce that fella's name. Daniel something or other.
Daniel Lenacek. So I couldn't pronounce it.
It's pronounced now. I don't have to say it.
Well, right up until the fight with Daniel Lenacek, I was calling him Daniel what's his name.
Were you?
He was going mad.
Fucking
he was going mad. Impressed.
Have a hand in your name, will you? Like Kylie.
At the press conferences and all, I was interrupting the MC. I was there. You can't even pronounce his name. And he was going mad. And then
that was in the 3 as well, was it?
That was in the 3 Arena, and then so that's when I really kicked into gear with it in terms of the vocal, the social media, and you know, heckling.
It is
people.
Sports entertainment, though.
It is sports entertainment. People don't get this. Like,
no,
people don't get it. You know, people are. I know I'm Marmite. I know I'm whatchamacallit. I'm not to everyone's taste, and I don't particularly care.
Yeah.
You know, but people either tune in to watch me win or they tune in to watch me lose. But they tune in.
But I was reading that, and that's what I meant. Like, you had no shame in saying, I'm going to be a fucking dose for every fighter that ever comes near me. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't care. I'm not there to make friends.
No. But it read brilliantly, and I wasn't surprised to hear that you had actually worked in, you know, you'd been an operations manager then. Because that makes sense. Well, no, you good with, because you know yourself. You've got every word.
Because I have to be a dick.
Yeah,
I have to increase premiums.
I've worked on behalf of these people, like as an engineer back in the day, so I know every word has to be measured, because you could be up in court in 2 fucking seconds if you're not. But yeah, it was just every word just read. That's some fun. There's hidden humour in that too. Like, he's being a bollocks here, and that's funny as fuck. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, sometimes if you typing stuff out on social media and start like, okay, listen, I don't even like myself here. But
yeah, so what? But this is the thing. People, like, sport is sport. It's not, you know what I mean? You're not building a house. You're entertaining people, like. Well, you know.
Also, the fact is that I'm going into for a fight.
Yeah.
So this false camaraderie, like, I have the height of respect for him. It doesn't matter what I respect him. He's going to try to punch me in the mouth, trying to knock me out.
Yeah.
So I put respect and all that aside. I respect him because he's getting in the cage, you know, and that takes courage. So that's the amount of respect I'll give him.
Yeah.
You know, I'll respect him enough to assess his skill set and come up with a plan to beat him.
Fucking knee the chest off it.
Just knee it. I was trying to knee him in the lips. He stood up tall. I thought he was ducking further. But,
and poor old Daniel fucking ate a whole pile of left fist, did he?
Yeah, poor old Daniel got a couple of inches taken off his chin. All right.
Poor bastard. What round was that in?
That was in the second round.
Oh, you had...
It was gas.
Did you hear the clacker then and go, yeah, I'll finish him in the second round?
Well, funny story, because, you know, coming to these fights I trained like a professional.
Yeah.
So it was... you know, I was like a gazelle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in any jeopardy in either of these fights. I think I've taken one significant blow in the 2 fights. And by significant, I mean they hit me. They pushed me, right? So, but yeah, because we went into the... because Daniel was being very negative
Yeah.
He'd seen that he was being very negative, so he kept his guard up tight, and he didn't want me to hit him or what have you. He was looking for the grappling exchanges.
Okay, yeah.
So I was just opening him up with jabs. And then I came back in the second round, and John Cameron was there. You're doing brilliantly, and doing brilliantly, and that jab is spot on, and we present the open. And then he goes, "You meant to add Dave Roach." Dave goes, "Listen, just knock him out, will you?"
Wow.
That's sage advice, Dave. Sage advice.
Thank you very much. Jeez, I hadn't considered that.
Well, what he meant was, and I knew exactly what he meant, was there. Listen, you're being very conservative here.
Yeah.
And
time to put this
fella's there for the taking.
Yeah.
And that's what he meant. It wasn't just, knock him out, because the two of them are, John and Dave are very, very specific and succinct in their advice.
Right, yeah.
Everything, it's not just arbitrary bloody...
Yeah, the same old waffle that you
hear at the side of the ring. Everything has a purpose that they say.
Yeah.
Everything is an instruction or to highlight something that I'm either open for or what have you. Okay, everything that they say has a purpose. And if there's nothing there, they won't say it. So, when he said knock him out, I knew exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
The knockout was there.
Beautiful.
And it was. I opened him up. The jabs started opening him up. His hands started coming forward and left himself wide open for it.
Oh, he did. You definitely could. That one, I watched it back a few times and was like, oh, the poor bastard. There must have been a split second just as that fist was coming in. He went, fuck.
I don't
Did he even see it?
No, he didn't see it at all. He didn't see it at all. And just as well he went down with the hook, because the right one was coming with bloody
that charged up. Yeah.
That was the one that was
comes from last Tuesday.
That was a John Wayner now. That was
fucking hell. But and are you left-handed?
No, I'd be predominantly right hand, but I can fight southpaw as well.
Must be lovely then just to actually land the left and go, oh, there you are now. I didn't have. I'll put this one back in my pocket.
That's it, yeah. Take the horseshoes out of gloves. And
And did you ever try boxing or anything?
No,
I suppose boxing training, I suppose,
I've boxed and I've gone down to, I've sparred professional boxers and senior boxers and that type of stuff. Might be something that I consider giving a go.
Yeah.
But, I find boxing very limited. That's why I went to the kickboxing, because I like the thought of being able to kick.
Yeah.
Being able to use more weapons, and that's why I decided to go into kickboxing as opposed to boxing.
And your next fight, is that 170? Is it?
That's 170. Yeah.
Is that your natural weight?
As in, well, I fought.
Would you sooner go fight at 170? Like
I would. Well, at a push, I'd get down to 155.
Would you?
Yeah. Well, look, come here. Listen, when I win this world title in 3 fights, in 4 fights, what's to say that I don't either go down and take the 155 belt, or don't go up and take the 170 or the 185 belt,
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll go up to the heavyweight.
What the fuck?
Brett McDermott's up there, take him as well.
I haven't seen that fucking left hand coming from anywhere. But, and this one is back on the 3 Arena again. Was there other people kind of a bit miffed? Because, you know what I mean? There must be people miffed.
Huge amount. It's great. I love it.
There was I don't know, was it you or somebody had posted it? Or was it, was it Richie Corcoran had posted it? I mean, it was basically the title was kind of, does he fucking deserve it? And I was like, what? It wasn't picked out of a fucking hat.
That was, well, look, come here, that title was to cause consternation.
Of course it was, yeah.
Cause controversy. Like, the fact that a 2-0 fighter is getting a world title shot is unheard of. When I win this world title, this will be the record for the shortest time anyone has won a world title in. It'll also be a record for the shortest time anyone's held a world title for your man Alex. He's only won it there last month, so it's going to be a very short time for you.
How did you draw him up?
Just being an irritant, I imagine.
Yeah.
Just being a dose.
And is he, like, was it him or was it his team went, oh, okay, alright, so?
No, I think it was him.
Pride wouldn't let you have it.
Well, no, come here, listen, he's a cue hooer as well now.
Right.
The fact is that the eye is on me.
Yeah,
There's a huge amount of it. The eye isn't on him. So he's world champion. I'm the face of BAMMA.
So why not bring you in, yeah?
The fact is, he's looking to get that mainstream attention. He's looking to get relevance. He knows that I'm bringing eyes to the fight.
Yeah,
it's going to be the biggest fight that BAMMA have had all year.
Beautiful.
It's definitely going to be the biggest fight that BAMMA have had all year. The reception is electric in the 3 Arena.
I imagine,
it's I've been there for. I've been in other venues. I was there over in Birmingham. Went over to BAMMA over in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere was good,
Yeah.
The Tree Arena is mad.
Irish
it's just the Irish people love the cracking a party. And
they're fucking savages.
Exactly. You're throwing drinking, fighting.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Let's buy into the stereotype.
And everybody's wearing a good shirt. It's Saturday night.
Yeah, that's it.
What's Friday night, is it?
It's Friday night. It's still a weekend.
Yeah.
It's still a weekend.
Yeah, it was Friday night. I went to that gig actually.
Put a scrap on between Thursday and Sunday and you'll have the Irish.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that's the thing, because anytime I saw it, it was like the times that they showed any fighting that went on in the Street Arena, like the UFC came that time.
Yeah,
it actually fucking outshone anything that the Americans can put on. Like
that was the UFC that the first UFC that they had. Well, the first UFC where all the guys like Connor, Paul Kendrick,
and Paddy,
and was Ash Daly on it, actually. Anyway, the guys were on it. That was the highest. I think it was the highest decibels ever recorded at a UFC event. The crowd was the loudest on record.
Holy shit!
For any UFC event, I think it was equated to the same noise that a jumbo jet makes when it's taking off. So it just shows how fucking mad the Irish are for a scrap.
You must find yourself though, because just with the whole fighting world now, given the popularity, do you find people wanting to brand, because you are a brand now, Kiely now, as it is, do you find people wanting to associate themselves with, say, fellas from the hard men kind of style fucking thing? Because I've noticed it with boxers too, you get blokes and you're gonna...
What are you getting at? Spit it out.
What I'm saying, no, but you know what I mean, like fellas like,
there is,
had him on speed dial there, he's been one of my best mates, and you're like, is he really? Because that man's a professional athlete, like, you know what I mean, dude, you know.
No, it's so, look, come here, there are hard men around. There are hard men around. It's the nature of the sport. There are hard men around. You know, I only associate myself with decent people. Yeah. You know, the people that I think are good people. So they're the only people that I want around me. So to be honest, to answer your question, no, I don't get hard. Like there's hard men that I know. But they're nice guys.
Yeah, maybe it's more of a boxing world, the murky world of boxing.
So if you're talking, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. I was just wondering, has it seeped into into MMA? Because MMA strikes me as being very fresh and clean. Because anybody I've ever fought or ever met, I should say, that's from especially a martial arts background or mixed martial arts, or especially jiu-jitsu and the likes, they all seem to be cool as like almost hippies. Like everybody's on a zen kind of state. Like they're like, hey man.
Yeah, but like they are. Well, that come from jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, like,
one of the most hippiest fella I know has a fucking jiu-jitsu place in the forest up in Belfast.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, dude, what's happening, man?" Eats quinoa, and you know what I mean? Like, you know,
has his mat out the back. No, like I said, it's an inherent dysfunction, I think, in fighting.
Yeah,
I know guys that in MMA that are. They're extremely highly strung. Yeah. They're wild. They have the wildness in them, I know, but it has such a cross appeal. Like, there's people that are coming from, that one would consider upper class backgrounds. There's people coming from working class backgrounds. There's middle class backgrounds. There's people that are highly educated. There's people that are coming from insurance.
Of course, so
it has that appeal. It has that appeal. Whereas, I suppose boxing and kickboxing, where I started, would have predominantly be coming from the working class areas. And giving people that, that direction.
I suppose it was an outlet too, like, because there was always a boxing club in rough areas and stuff like that.
Of course,
like, it was always...
and it's giving people the outlet, whereas MMA seems to have that broader appeal.
Yeah.
Because jiu-jitsu is the gentle art.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is the gentle art, and people, people are doing it into their 60s, 70s. So, but like you're gonna get people from all walks of life. Yeah, you're gonna get people from all walks of life. So to say that our hard men gonna come into people are naturally gonna gravitate to them. Whether they're hard, whether they're soft, whether they're it is what it is. So
have you found yourself now starting to wear like the dicky bows and stuff to press conferences and all the rest of it?
I'm an outrageous dresser. What will garner me the most attention here?
Really.
Walk out in a spandex outfit.
You know what? I'll get you a t-shirt with my name on it. Honestly, it's going to, and just all my tour dates. It'll be great. Honestly, everybody wants one. And so, like, you win this title, and you're thinking, what do you reckon? You're going to pick somebody, go after whoever's fucking hot next, like, knock the bollocks off them?
It depends. I want to see what opportunity. I think when I win this, really gonna people are gonna take note. At the moment, people are, almost looking at me like, how is he going to get in the title shot? He's only 2-0.
Oh yeah.
Why is he have to get in the title shot? When I win, this is probably gonna convert a lot of people. Go, Jesus. But I mean, this guy has fought UFC caliber guys. He's fought Conor Fletcher. He's fought Bellator, which is the second biggest.
Yeah.
So he's the real deal.
I mean, but I suppose too, though. I mean, you can't really fucking argue, even if you were a fighter. If you looked at your 2 fights and went, "Geez, he took those 2 poor bastards to the woodshed altogether and gave them an unmerciful fucking."
Yeah, well, like the people I find that are doing it are either bitter fighters or they're cheerleaders.
Okay, yeah.
Bitter fighters that are cheerleaders, and to be honest, they haven't done what I've put myself in this position.
Yeah,
through both my knockouts and through how I've conducted myself on social media. Like I said, in Marmo, you might like me. At times I don't like myself, but tough shit. It is what it is.
It is, but it's, like I said, even I was telling Mike Sheridan about it. It's a weird thing. Like, people think, okay, so MMA is so new, and it's obviously they've put this fucking American twist on it because the UFC and all the rest of it. And it's like, oh well, it's over the top. Sports entertainment is sports entertainment. Even I had Brendan Maher, the Tipperary captain, the hurling captain, on, and I was saying to him about about during games and stuff and how good of the crowd is it. He goes, come here, Tom, a game can be going one way, fine, and you can be all skillful and passing the ball nicely, yeah. But there's times, he says, when you recognise it, and I'm long enough playing the sport now, he says, well, you're playing in front of 80,000 people, well, you got to do an outrageous fucking drive the ball, and it's probably not the right thing to do at all.
It was just to lift the crowd,
but it brings them back into the game again. And it was like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is the oldest amateur sport there is in the world, and you still got to play to the people, like.
That's it. Well, like, one of my favourite, like, I'm not a big GA aficionado. Yeah. One of my favourite players is Paul Gavin.
Yeah.
Purely because he's mad.
He's a mad fucker, yeah. The tightest genes on the planet.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, he's a walking oxymoron.
He is, yeah.
He's a
quite literally, yeah.
Like, if you saw him walking down the street in the outfits that he got, you'd be here, you. Come here, and try and give him a wedgie. Next while you're getting digging him out, hopping a solo when he's after booting you over a wall.
That's it, yeah.
And then one day, or hand passing you in the chin.
The biggest highs I've ever seen in my life, and he's wearing the worst jeans he could have worn for himself, in my opinion. But he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not wearing any socks. I don't care.
Yeah, well, that's.
I've got chinchilla shoes on. Like,
I went over to. It's funny you said it because I went over to BAMMA in Birmingham, and I went over and I was wearing I suppose you would call it the outfit was out there. There was no shoes either.
Okay.
But everyone was talking about my outfit as opposed to the fights. Now, granted, they were saying, who was this fucking arsehole?
Yeah, sure.
But they were talking about it. It was great. That's like I said, those closet narcissists love it. So.
But that's exactly it. Like, I suppose, why else would you want to go this far? Like, because that irked you that time your man said, he's just an office bloke. Like, you're like, no, fuck this, I'll show you. You know what I mean? I'm going to set the record straight.
Well, just to clarify again, it's like, because that would indicate that when someone says something about me, you get under my skin. That's not what I think. The reason why that got under my skin is because it resonated with me, and it was true. Intrinsically, it was something that bothered me.
Yeah,
not that it bothered me that I was an office guy, because there was
There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
no, it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just because I've been a lifelong martial artist.
Yes, yeah.
If I hadn't have done it, I would have said, I didn't want to say to my son that I could have done that.
Yeah.
Because everyone can say it.
Yeah.
The salad dodger sitting eating a pizza and a 2-litre bottle of Coke, could be saying that. I could have done that. See that half guard and triangle choke thing? I could do that.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
Exactly. So
the hurler on the ditches, they say.
And whether I have more, whether I'm more validated in saying it or not, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But so for myself, I did it. Again, it didn't matter who said I was an office guy or not. The fact is that resonated with me, and that bugged me that, listen, I want to do this. The opportunity came along, and it was great to make my debut, because that opportunity doesn't come to many. You have to work your way up to. No,
and you were lucky to even. Granted, you had the natural skill and all the rest, but you were lucky that you were seen by somebody who was, you know what I mean, you had your respect to, and went, here, listen.
Well,
you could do it if you wanted.
Dave Roach, people don't know much about Dave Roach, and I can't speak highly enough about the guy, both as a person.
Yeah.
Because he's an inherently good person. He cares about me. I can tell that he cares about me as a fighter.
Yeah.
And a skill level. Him and John Kavanagh are, they're very, very bright guys.
Yeah, you can kind of tell. All right,
they're very, very bright guys. So it's not as if they. It's you know, it's hard. Like they're evidence based. They will assess you. They will assess your opponent.
Almost like scientists, nearly like
It is. It's a science. I suppose it is a science based approach. You know,
it is body mechanics.
You know,
I suppose,
exactly. You know, and they take it for. It's almost they go through things forensically.
Yeah.
My 2 fights were scripted out.
Really?
They were scripted out. They were literally scripted out. This is what's going to happen.
I love that.
This is what's going to happen. This is the approach you will take, and this will be the result. You know, and it was literally. This is what he's going to do. He won't be able to deal with you. Both of them will panic as soon as you land the jab on him.
Yeah.
And you saw what happened with McCabe. He panicked. He got overly aggressive, and he I could see it. I knew I had him beat with a jab. I literally knew. I timed him with a jab. If you look at the fight, I hit him with a jab, and you hear John Kavanagh go, "Oh!" in the background, right? Because I felt it, and I saw the flash, and then I knew it was a matter of time. He was at the panicking.
Yeah.
He was at the panicking. I knew he'd be overly aggressive, and that's what happened. He got the knee with Daniel. With Daniel, he just went into a shell.
Right.
He went into a shell. He was negative. He was looking for the grappling exchanges, you know, and he didn't want the fight. He was looking to survive and hope that he would get a grappling exchange.
Right.
But with the jabs again, it opened him up, and they started stinging him, and his hands started coming out, and that's when he presented the opens. But those 2 fights were scripted out.
And have you ever given a bit of guff, you know, in the cage at the time, or do you going? How's that for you? How's that, sweetheart?
Not this time. When you say, I have a lot to say to Alex Lehur.
Lehur. I love that name. I knew you were going to say it like that too, because I was reading it like that. I was like, Lehur. Like, he's French, obviously, but he's
no.
Is he not French?
No, he's of a transient nature. I think he was born in the Congo. Then he's wearing the French flag. Fights out of England, so you know.
All right.
He'd probably come over here now, and you know, probably with an Irish flag. Oh, this is great over here. So,
but it is handy because you're clearly not shy in the way of public speaking, and that they go hand in hand. As it was so funny, Paddy, we mentioned earlier, Paddy Hoolan, he's not one for the big chit chats at all, and it was proven beautiful. You would have loved this moment, like, and I've said it to a few people. They go, "That's so Paddy," and it was we were asked to do a charity thing, and it was judging a dancing competition. I had no idea what I did.
2 of them.
Did you? Did you?
2 of them, yeah.
But you were probably quite vocal, like, and. But it was the actual dance coach, Conor McGregor's sister, Erin, who knows something about dance.
I went to school with Erin.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Then it was me, and then it was Paddy. And it would come, and the guy, Adrian Kennedy, would go, "So what do you think?" And it would go to dance at she'd say.
Was this for Kevin Rowe events, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't judge. I actually did 2 dances.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah, Twinkle Toes Kiely.
Fucking hell. Well, you did. Well, it was in City West. It was for charity. This one now, it wasn't for a company or anything like.
Yeah, no, it was for both were mine for charity. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Kevin Rowe does. Shout out to Kevin Rowe events.
There you are. It's some operation, isn't it?
It is brilliant. He does brilliant. You know, it's a great event as well.
Well, we were there that night, and it was the very technical stuff would come from the lady that was a teacher, then it would come to Erin. She'd be ridiculously nice, but she'd have a few technical things. Me, then I'd say something idiotic, which I was there to say, and then we'd get to Paddy and go, "Yeah, that's grand, yeah." He just got, that's it. It was fucking brilliant. It was just every time he was like, "Oh no, I thought that was deadly." Yeah. It's just every time he didn't know it. He was like, and he'd shoot me a look like, "What the fuck do I know about dance?" I said, "Paddy, just play along." "Yeah, but I can't be saying all that shit." I was, all right, fair enough, just keep doing it. And after a while, it became a kind of a running joke. Here comes Motor Mouth Paddy. Here he goes. And he's like, "No, it's smash. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, you nailed it." So it does. I suppose it does go hand in hand, especially with the dawn, like, because that's the thing. This sport, I think, the correlation between this sport has developed at the same time that social media has developed. So I suppose everything, it all is tied in now, isn't it? Like, I mean, obviously social media is tied in with everything, but it's like you quite literally were able to get yourself a title fight. By obviously, you had to have a couple of fights and knock the bollocks out. No, knock the bollocks out of people, but the capability to then go, now I'll go call out a fucker, like, you know, and you...
But look, social media has been intrinsic to me becoming more well known.
Yeah.
You know, that's... and I've used it creatively.
Who switched the poster around? It looks fucking great. It was hilarious. It was a brilliant move where it had him to the front and you to the background. And
that's the way it should have been. That's the way it should have been. I should have been to the front of that. I am the A side of this fight. People are coming to watch me. He might be the world champion, and the only thing he's bringing of interest is that belt that's on the show.
Yeah.
You know, that's temporarily on the show.
Because I only saw it today. Somebody had it was switched around, and it actually looks better.
Let's just say I had that doctor to create.
Did you? It was fucking perfect. It was brilliant.
So,
and is he the sort you see anyway Lippy at all?
No, he's not. He's brutal. It's like getting blood out of a stone. I'm giving him dogs abuse. He's a variable punch bag on Facebook now. I have to say, and Instagram.
Zero crack.
And all he's doing is he'll do nothing.
Jesus.
And I'm here, Jesus Christ. But I feel it's almost like kicking puppies at this stage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But you got to keep it up now. You started now.
I know it turns and transpires. I enjoy kicking puppies on Facebook.
The metaphorical kicking of puppies.
Yeah. So but highly enjoyable now. Giving them dogs abuse now.
Are you coaching here as well as?
I coach both in here and I coach in Concord.
Oh, where's Concord?
Headquarters. So down in nature.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So I do striking a boat. You know, I would look after the striking a boat. Like Carl, like there's other striking coaches down there as well. Of
course, your kickboxing background as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done kickboxing. I've done points fighting, kickboxing, K1, small bit of Thai.
Yeah.
Boxing. So.
Because the one in Concord, actually, I forgot. I didn't realize it was called Concord down there.
Yeah, Concord does.
But fucking my American cousins came over. I think it was early April, and they'd been here because one of the family, she's about 16 or 17. She was in the the World Dance Championships out in City West, so they came over from Florida for this, and they were there for the week. And they out of the blue they went, "Oh, are you around?" I was like, I didn't know you were here. They're just fucking weird, right? Well, they're not weird, they're sound, but they didn't contact. Anyway, they said, would you know where SBG is? I said, there's a bunch of them. I said, which one are you looking for? And they were like, oh, it's the original one. That I said, well, I think that was out fucking some hole in Rathcoole somewhere. I said, I don't think you're going to find it. Yeah. And she went, oh no, but because we were looking for it and we don't. I said, look, I'll come down. Jesus Christ, I'll visit you. Let's go get a coffee, but we'll go.
Down from Tip, did you?
No, I live up here, but they were out, so we were only 10 miles away from each other all through the week. Anyway, came and met him. I said, alright, follow me, I'll show you where the place was. Brought him to it, thought that's all it, because the young guys, they're about 13 and 16, I think. Yeah. Your man, the eldest lad now, TJ, like all he does is, he plays all American sports, but MMA as well, and all the rest of it. But he looks the part too, you know what I mean? He looks nearly like, what's your man? Uriah Faber, you know, he's got
that all-American look.
Yeah, the all-American look.
Square chin,
yeah. He's got the look. And I thought they just wanted to see it. Let's go on away and have some coffee. They went, no, we'll go in. Now, in my mind, it was a private. I thought it was, you know what I mean? This was not a place you walked into. It wasn't a fucking shop. You know what I mean? This is what I thought, right? Yeah. I went, yeah. You walk away in there, so. And I stood back going, fucking let the Americans in.
Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, and I stood outside. They were greeted like royalty. This nicest fella in the world went, oh, absolutely. And of course, they had the cage set out, which was a perfect fucking setup for a merch shop.
The Shop-to-gun.
Yeah. Shop-to-gun. What? I'm writing that word down. That is an amazing word. Yeah. But walked in there, and it was. I was looking through the window like a pervert, basically going, what's happening? What? There. So I followed them in anyway, and. There they were. They bought a ton of T-shirts. They got photographs. They were fucking. But it was the full experience, like, you know what I mean. There was no like, you can't come in here.
Were you devastated at the anticlimax? How come they didn't get thrown out?
I was expecting them to all get fucked out the door because I just thought it's, you know what I mean. It's a fucking fighting gym. You know what I mean. I didn't think.
Well, it's a commercial gym. It's a commercial gym first and foremost. Like SBGs, if you get downstairs, like, you're going to be great by like very, very nice people. And, the majority of the people that train are just doing it for the fitness aspect of it, for the social aspect of it, for the enjoyment of doing martial arts. You know, it's only the 1%.
They're dicks, but that's the world over.
That will fight.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And that's not to say that 1% are dicks. There are dicks in it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm probably one of them. But
self-confessed dick.
Yeah, self-confessed dick. But the majority of people that do, even the 1% that fight, I just said that they have inherent dysfunction. That inherent dysfunction is... When I say inherent dysfunction, by the way, the majority of people that are successful, I think, have inherent, because you have to be obsessive.
Well, the word dysfunction is often used incorrectly. I think just
well, it is. It's wired up differently.
Yeah,
it's wired up differently. So
it's brilliant that you're able to find your calling. Like,
it's a what I mean by it's probably a lack of balance.
Yeah.
Particularly with MMA, you need to be obsessive.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
You need to be obsessive because it's a very selfish existence. You know, you're eating, sleeping, recovering. You know, drinking, as in water. As in, not as in going on the piss. Because the connotations with drinking in Ireland, you know, is they got to go on the piss.
Yeah, Christ almighty.
But it's a very selfish existence. So you need to be obsessive about it.
Yeah.
And it can be to the detriment of other things, you know, in terms of relationships, in terms of...
I can only imagine, yeah.
You know, career, like, the amount of people, like, there's only, of that 1%, there's probably only 1% of them that will make it.
Fuck right, yeah.
You know, so you're doing something. You're swimming against the tide, the current.
Of course, yeah.
You do it, you know. So as I said, that's why there's such consternation over the fact that I'm about to get into the position where I am within 2 fights. There's people there with 20 fights that haven't fought for world title. There's people there with 20 fights that haven't gone on to BAMMA.
Right.
So that's why there's a level of consternation, a level of resentment.
But the fans stand for themselves too. I mean, you can't look at your fights and go, he was fucking winging it.
No, of course not. But I also bring the entertainment value. I bring a circus.
Yeah.
I bring a circus.
But that's what's wanted.
So,
do you know what I mean?
Well, I enjoy it.
No, but
I enjoy the chaos.
You need only Google your name, and there's a ton of good shit to read.
Yeah.
You could Google other fellas, and there's fuck all. You're going, come on, to fuck, will you?
Yeah,
you know, like it's you gotta have something.
And there's loads of guys that have, you know, outstanding records and are outstanding fighters.
Yeah.
They're beige.
Yeah, beige. It's a good word to describe people. Yeah,
they're bland.
Beige.
They're porridge.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't hang your hat on that either, like, you know what I mean? Because you want to live vicariously. Essentially, what I think fighting is you want to live vicariously through that person slightly when you watch it.
I think that's why Conor has become so successful.
Of course, yeah.
He's larger than life. He's charismatic. He's backing up. He's punching people in the mouth, dropping them. You know, and that's like if. Not to compare trajectories because it's completely different in terms of scale.
Yeah.
But my trajectory with into the world title fight in BAMMA versus is very similar, although on a much smaller scale. That to his trajectory to fight Floyd Mayweather, he had no basis. Based on his record,
you've got absolutely no right to do it.
Exactly. But in terms of entertainment value,
sense.
and there was huge amount of people that were knocking him begrudgers, even in Ireland. It was.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's something that. You know, that'd be a pet peeve of mine that he's Irish. You know, back him up.
Yeah.
People backing Floyd. You know, Floyd.
But there'll always be anti-people. Like, do you know what I mean?
There is anti-people. But my point was, he got himself in that position based on entertainment value.
Yeah.
And even the people that were knocking him still tuned in to watch.
They did, of course. Yeah.
You know, and it's made it such a highly successful. It gave him such a big payday. You know.
Sure. I mean, they were rumouring. This will tell you how they were rumouring that he was going to be in Game of Thrones, have a part in Game of Thrones, just to hype season 7, like as if Game of Thrones needed any more hype. Like
the rumour that I'm going to be in Fair City.
Yeah.
I just started that rumour right there.
We could probably get you into Fair City, I'd imagine.
Just started that rumour right there. So
there's Richard behind the bar. Here we
are. What's the name of the pub?
Is it McCoy's?
You watch Fair City?
Come here. I've been in Fair City.
Have you?
I played Carl the solicitor. I was in about 7 episodes.
A solicitor?
I played a solicitor, and almost every single scene was me just closing a briefcase going, I'll call you next week. I'm walking out.
Sitting at a desk, short tie.
That was pretty much it.
No trousers on.
Nothing on, naked from the waist down. Like I was, but it was, that's what they had. That was my claim to fame in Fair City. But do you see it yourself ever? I mean, is there a possibility if you had to do the America thing, would you do the America thing?
Yeah,
I mean, BAMMA's gone big, like.
I don't see why not. Like BAMMA have been great. BAMMA have been great to me. They're in partnership with Bellator now, which is the second biggest organisation.
That's fucking class, because there's some of the Bellator fights you'd love to watch, because I see Chael Sonnen calling out fucking Chuck Liddell. Who wouldn't want to watch that shit?
See,
he said one of the best lines I ever heard. He goes, "You're walking around fat as fuck with a haircut that looks like you lost a bet." It was one of the best lines ever. Chuck Liddell's fucking iconic mohawk. Do you know what I mean? But you'd watch it just for that mouth.
But he's not wrong. Like, if you have a look at bloody Chuck Liddell's
scandalous.
But his handlebar moustache, he looks straight out of Blue Oyster. If it wasn't for If it wasn't for the fact that he's a Hall of Fame UFC athlete, you wouldn't be surprised to see him with a pair of leather chaps.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, him
that's not to disparage leather chaps. Each their own.
I'm sure they're fine.
I'm just saying that's the image that would be conveyed.
You need a lot of talcum powder. I'm told.
You would.
But between himself and Big Country Roy Nelson, like, I mean, that's...
What an athlete.
What an athlete. The fucker gets it done, though,
doesn't it?
Of
course he does. Of course, he's bloody horseshoes in his hand. But again, you wouldn't look out of place, stand up at City West throwing darts at the dartboard, you know?
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. He carbo loads big.
Oh, he does. He does. And obviously he's not image conscious, mullet of the year as well.
But you know what I mean? You have, I suppose, in that... But he in himself has created a caricature, hasn't he? Like,
it's an image.
Do you know?
It's an image.
Are you going to be getting any giant tattoos or growing a mullet or anything?
If I got a tattoo, my girlfriend has a tattoo, my partner has a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's covered in tattoos.
Right.
So if I got a tattoo, my ma would kill me.
Would she?
She would. Now, you think...
My ma would probably kill you too. She fucking hates.
Would she?
Yeah.
Whatever about getting in the ring with MMA or in the cage with MMA fighters.
Yeah.
You know, my man's nickname is Rambo Kiely. Like, so I remember I snuck up on her when I was a kid.
You think you got your fighting influence from your father?
What?
It's like your mother, so.
Oh no! I just said my dad was an Irish karate champion. I didn't say I got my fighting instincts from him.
Okay, right.
My dad would have knocked the shit out of both.
Rambo Kiely.
I remember when I was young, she was out the back, and I snuck around the side to give her a fright.
Yeah.
And she was raking the garden.
Right on.
And I snuck up behind her and went, boom! And she didn't jump, turned around, rake in hand, and just clocked me in the mouth.
Fuck!
No messing.
Wow, so her first instinct was absolutely to annihilate whoever's behind her.
Just to swing a rake at someone whoever's behind you. That's very nice one, very gentle woman.
Oh, I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's an absolute darling.
I'm probably construing a very negative image of my mum.
You've just pretty much drawn every Irish mother too. Like,
that's it, yeah. Now she'd light a candle for me all the time. But
yeah.
Smack me with a rake and then light the candle.
Do you remember? That is class, like lighting the candles. Like, there's nowhere else you could explain that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in Brazil they light candles or something. But here it's a candle lighting thing. Like, have you had masses said for you?
I'd say so.
I can get a few said. I'm really in with it.
Well, I tell you, this is... You know, I'd say my mum's responsible for a couple of degrees of global warming anyway. You know, the candles that are lit. She must spend a fortune on them as well.
Good stuff.
So she does, but my mum's great now. You know, probably giving her a heart attack every time we get into the cage.
I mean, the ears are still in good nick.
Yeah,
it's a good one. We met one of the lads downstairs. The ears after flaring out in him already.
Yeah, after one fight.
Have they? Oh, it's not, is it? It's after blowing out after one fight.
That's after one fight. One amateur fight is.
I had once only. I got an unmerciful. Now it's a knee into the ear, but just playing rugby, and the ear just went out like a song. But you know, we had an old fucking vet that used to come to the matches the whole time, and he was going to syringe it, but he had gotten into leeches. He stuck 2 leeches on the ear.
Stuck 2 leeches on the ear.
Within an hour, spotless.
No way.
The ear looked immaculate again.
Jeez, you not do a rain dance as well. That's very
no, they just
very shamanish, isn't
it? They filled up like little fucking eggs, the 2 little fuckers. Yeah. Just stuck 2 of them on, and I just had to sit there for an hour, and they drained the ear.
There's a decent bit of eating in them.
Yeah, they are the big old rubbery fucking
I'm
ears.
only messing with
But yeah, I suppose it's part and parcel with the sport too. Like, I mean,
there's always injuries. You know, like if you have a look at my finger, it's not very.
Oh yeah, they are
not very aesthetically pleasing. Like
they are not the hands of a piano player.
No, my hand model.
Good lord! Do you know what? I'm going to take a picture of them and actually put them on Instagram to go alongside this when we release it next week. That is that middle finger.
Yeah, the ladies love it.
That looks like. It's a variation. That's what it is. It's.
I'm already messing, but no, they're not very aesthetically pleasing, but.
I don't know. I kind of like them. They look like you're being in Dunkirk. You know what I mean? You've been to war like with those things. Like, we can all have straight fingers.
Character building stuff.
They are fucking gorgeous. So, do you know what? I think that's been a lovely fucking podcast. I won't hold you up any longer.
Great.
The students that need to be taught downstairs. So, getting back to the fact, where it can be. Yeah, the next fight is going to be November 10th.
November 10th, 3 Arena. You can get tickets off me, or you can get them off.
I'm totally going to be bugging you for tickets.
Sorry?
I'm totally going to be bugging you for tickets.
That's
because now I've that night free, Richard. Because, just saying. Like,
I'm having an after party.
Oh, where? Where are you having the after party? I wonder.
Peachtree East. Funnily enough, I thought you were doing a gig there fairly.
Yes. Following week got bumped, but no biggie, Richard, thank you very, very much.
Tom, pleasure. Thank you.